Hello everyone and welcome to NFO call for Mirae Asset Small Cap Fund. As the year draws to a close, it's time to relook at what worked and what didn't in the market. Throughout 2024, the small and mid-cap segment took the center stage, delivering a stellar performance. As we move into 2025, the key question remains that whether small cap should be in focus for the year 2025 for investors or not. To talk more on the same, today we have with us Mr. Varun Goel, Senior Fund Manager with Mirae Asset Investment Managers. Mr. Goel has around 17 years of experience in fund management and equity research. In his current capacity, he is managing Mirae Asset Flexi Cap Fund. Welcome, Varun.
Thank you, Tanya. Thanks for having me.
So, my first and foremost question to you would be, has anything changed in the small cap universe in the last 5 years? Say 2019 versus right now, 2024.
Yeah, so I know a lot of things have changed. As we all know, the last 5 years for small cap as a space has been very eventful. We have seen a significant change in the market capitalization buckets as per the AMFI definition. So as you know, the large cap space is from 0 to 100 in terms of ranking, or I should say 1 to 100. 101st to 250 is the market cap range for mid caps, and from 251 to 500, that's officially the market cap range for small cap. If you go back in 2019, the mid cap 101st stock by market capitalization was around 27,500 crores, and it used to end the 250th stock used to be around 9,000 odd crores in market capitalization. As we speak today, what used to be the mid cap of 2019, that whole thing has shifted to small cap. So as of June 2024, the 251st stock, as per the AMFI definition, has a market cap of around 27,500 crores, and the smallest, which is the 500 stock, has a market cap of around 9,000 crores. So we believe in the next 5 years, the companies which are now small cap will be the faster growing parts of the economy, will be the ones which are similar in size as compared to the mid cap of 2019.
Sure. So, Varun, this growth is there. You're talking about, say, from the 251st to 500th companies as defined by SEBI market capitalization. Is the same? Is the trends of growth similar in beyond 500 companies? If we see, particularly say in market caps growth, have they seen a similar growth or not?
I think the whole the growth paradigm has changed, especially in the post-COVID environment. I think Indian economy is much more dynamic. There are much more sectors which are growing at a faster pace as compared to the pre-2020 area, and there are clear reasons for that. One, we have seen a revival in the capex cycle, we have seen a revival in the residential real estate cycle, plus Government of India and various industry participants are trying to create or strengthen our manufacturing ecosystem in India, and because of which a lot of new sectors and stocks are also getting added to the listed universe. If you look at just the definition, in 2019 we used to have a range of 9,000 to 2,500 crore, which was for 501 stock to 1,000 stock. That was the range for the small cap universe, and that range today is the range for what we call the micro cap, which is the 501 to 1,000 stock. So what has happened between 2019 and 2024 is that what used to be the definition of small cap has now become the definition of micro cap. So there has been a very substantial change and shift in the market classification buckets, and a large part of that shift is because some of these smaller companies have grown faster and their market capitalizations have grown at a much faster pace because of very fast profit growth that these companies have seen, and therefore what we are seeing today is a completely new paradigm.
Right. So one can then conclude that it's a broad-based growth in terms of market caps for 250 to 500 and beyond 500 companies as well. Then my next question to you is, what about sector representation in the small caps, particularly in comparison to its two counterparts, that is the mid cap space and the large cap space?
So I think that's again something very interesting. If you see a very large number of sectors, I think almost 34-35 sectors are represented exclusively in the small cap space, and they are not existent in the large and the mid cap bucket. Also, if you see a lot of segments of the economy, like I was just mentioning, be it real estate, be it capital goods, power, industrials, they have a much larger representation in the small cap space as compared to the large cap space. And a lot of new segments of the economy, be it financial savings, your exchanges, depositories, your wealth management companies, asset management companies, custodians. We have a very large representation of them in the small cap space. Again, representation of chemical space as a sector is much larger in small cap as compared to the large cap space. If we look at some of these building material companies, ceramics, sanitary ware, tiles, they have a much larger representation in the small cap space. So we find that small cap space is pretty unique in the sense that a lot of the faster growing parts of the economy have representation in much higher representation in small cap as compared to the large cap space.
Right. So, there's growth in the market caps, there's sector diversification. Then this is something that, how small caps have evolved over the past 5 years. So if one asks that, why should one look at small caps right now, going forward in 2025? What would be your view on that?
I think if you want to learn about the future, we have to look about the past, right? So if you look at small cap 100 has been in existence as an index since 2004, and small cap 250 index has been in existence since 2005, and we have seen both these indices have delivered somewhere between 16.5 to 17% as a total return over a 19 to 20 year period. That is a very large and impressive number, and we believe that small cap, by virtue of being the fastest growing segment of the economy, should continue to do well over the next decade. So we see no reason why the trend that we have seen in the last 20 years should change, and therefore we believe that for those investors who are looking for wealth creation, who are looking for 5, 10, 15, 20 years investment horizon, small cap makes a lot of sense to participate in the great wealth creation opportunity that we are seeing unfolding in India.
Right. So from a long-term perspective, investors could look at, investing into small cap space, even right now at the current juncture and going ahead also. Sure. So Mirae Asset is also coming up with an NFO, Mirae Asset Small Cap Fund. So what you have to say about it, particularly maybe on the portfolio construction side, what are your thoughts on it?
So we are very excited to launch our small cap fund. I think today's economy in India gives us a wide range of opportunities for bottom-up stock picking. There are a lot of sectors which are growing well, and we believe the number of sectors and stock options available to investors will keep increasing. And a lot of new companies are getting listed, especially in the small cap space every year, and that is adding on to the options available for bottom-up stock picking. So how we want to construct the fund is have a select portfolio of stocks, let's say around 50, 60, 70 names, and create a portfolio around them representing the faster growing parts of the Indian economy. We believe sectors like financial savings, lending, capital markets, capital goods and capex, real estate, chemicals. There are a lot of fast growing sectors. Also, of late we have seen a revival of the manufacturing sector in India, and there are a lot of sectors, sub-themes coming within that. So we aim to include some of these faster growing names and create a portfolio of companies which can have decent earnings growth with good capital efficiency, with low or little leverage, and we hope that they can continue to deliver robust earnings growth over a medium to long term. And we believe that for those investors who are looking for wealth creation from a 5, 10, 15 years perspective, small cap fund makes a lot of sense. Of course, the perception being that small cap by virtue of its size is also more risky, which is true. It could have a little more volatility, but we believe for those investors who have a longer time horizon in mind, a small cap index like I shared have done very well in the past, and we hope the index will continue to be to deliver in the same trajectory going forward also.
Right. So other than performance, investors must look at their risk appetite and in diversification of their portfolio as well, to include small cap in their fund or not. Right. So thank you so much, Varun, for the wonderful insights on the small cap space as well as Mirae Asset Small Cap Fund, which is to be launched. So yeah, thank you, viewers. So the Mirae Asset Small Cap Fund NFO starts at 10 January 2025 and ends at 24 January 2025. Thank you for watching us.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.